Good evening, everybody. My name is Richard Velasco. I'm 35 years old, and I'm just a guy that grew up playing soccer in South Florida. I played till I was about 23, and I started to follow the semi-pro teams in the area, and I started to notice that there's a lack of local talent on these teams, and I wondered why. Because there's over 100,000 youth soccer players signed up in South Florida alone. I also noticed that there's been a lack of public excitement and involvement in this new MLS team that we have in South Florida called Inter Miami. And I believe it's because there's not enough news getting out there, um, not only about the major league team, but the semi pro teams. So, what I'd like to do is become a local brand that provides soccer news and events in South Florida. Now, we've been reading this book called Mastery, right, by Robert Greene. And he talks about the 5 strategies for finding your life tasks. The first one being primal connection. This is what you feel when you're a kid. What are you drawn most to? The second one being occupying the perfect niche. Being able to combine your interests to create a specific lane. The third strategy is avoiding the false path. Assess the reasons why you're on a certain path and not just do it for the salary. The fourth one being adaptation. Learn to incorporate everything you've learned up until this point. You've gained a lifetime of knowledge, and being able to tailor old knowledge to what you're doing now could be beneficial. And the fifth one, which is the one that has me in my current trajectory, is called life or death. Now, this is trusting that the restlessness you feel is a sign that you're working away from your ideal task. Now, this was my turning point when I felt that fifth strategy. After I got out the Navy, I started to work at jobs that I didn't care about enough. I worked at J.P. Morgan, worked at the Department of Investigations in New York City, basically internal affairs. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And this led to restlessness, to depression, just to an overall unhealthy lifestyle. And at one point, I just decided to quit the job, and I became introspective. I started to take an inventory on what was going on, what made me happy, what didn't, and looked for a career through a lens of service, because I wanted to serve. And like uh, Fuller said, this life, we're not put on this life for us. We're put on this life for the universe. So what I'd like to do is create ESPN for South Florida soccer. Now, what I can do to start this is by going through with these SMART goals. My first one being finish creating my logo. My logo is almost done. My second SMART goal is creating a social media page on all major platforms and slapping my logo on it and adding 100 friends from my network. And the third one being to create an organizational tree for youth, amateur, and semi-pro leagues in South Florida to give the soccer scene some structure and add them to my social media pages. And that's it. Take 50 complete. Have a good night, everybody.